is widely used in France as a messaging tool, including by some officials in the presidential palace and in the ministry behind the investigation into Durov. But French investigators have also found the app has been used by drug traffickers. Ooh. Telegram was launched in 2013 by Durov and his brother Nikolai. The most Russian name ever. Nikolai. Isn't this a guy in Black Ops? Nikolai. Oh, he's in Modern Warfare. Yeah, this guy. This guy was the GOAT. The only people who have ever made me use Telegram to communicate with them are Your Movie Sucks and Null from Kiwi Farms. These are the only people who have ever asked me willingly to make me... When I needed to talk to them was like, you have to use Telegram. These are the only people that have ever told me that Telegram is the preferred method of communication. A furry and the guy who owns the most hated website on the internet. To give you context, okay. Pavel Durov, the founder and CEO of the messaging app Telegram, was arrested in Paris over the weekend over allegations that his platform is being used for illicit activity, such as drug trafficking and the distribution of child images. I mean, that's not really surprising if that's happening, to be honest with you. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've covered, cases on YouTube where I'm talking about some freak, some whatever the right. Typically, the platform they're going to use is going to be Telegram, to be honest with you, because of its encrypted messaging feature. They think they're safe there, right? That's not really surprising. I guess the problem is if he hosted that and didn't delete it and didn't report it to authorities. Capri Suns aren't American, they're German? No way. Capri Sun Wikipedia. A brand of juice concentrate drinks manufactured by the German company. This is just a lie. This is a lie. Wikipedia is lying. This is misinformation. They're American. That's not true. What's my source? I made it the up. That's not true. I don't believe that. I simply don't believe it. I simply choose to not believe that. It's just not true. You know it's not true. You're lying. You just made that Wikipedia page and sent it to my ISP so it would show up first result. Durov, who was born in Russia, spent much of his childhood in Italy and is a citizen of France, Russia, and the Caribbean island nation of St. Kitts. What the heck is St. Kitts? Never even heard of this. St. Kitts. Lol. St. Kitts Island in St. Kitts and Nevis. Where is this? Where is St. Kitts? The West Indies. So that's Florida. It's out here? That's so weird. He's a citizen of St. Kitts. I forgot there was all this shit going on over here. I also forgot Cuba was so big. Is Cuba that big? In my mind, I only ever think of the map of the United States, and then I just imagine there's nothing past Florida, to be honest with you. Like, the earth just drops off. Cuba's that big? Oh my God. Cuba's huge. Cuba's like a giant dick in the ocean. Oh my God. It's so big. What the I didn't know that. That's crazy. It's tiny. It looks big on this map. It looks big on my map. So it's like there's a whole world. It's almost like that, but not quite. Durov, who was born in Russia, spent his childhood in Italy, citizen of France, Russia, the Caribbean island nation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and the United Arab Emirates. He was taken into custody at Paris Le Bourget airport in France on Saturday after landing from Azerbaijan. In a statement posted to his platform, Telegram said it abides by EU laws and its content moderation is within industry standards and constantly improving. Durov, the company added, has nothing to hide and travels frequently in Europe. Here are some details on Telegram, the app at the center of Durov's arrest. Okay, so the government says it's hosting this stuff. I'm not. Here are some details about Telegram. Telegram is an app that allows for one-on-one conversations, group chats, and large channels that allow people to broadcast messages to subscribers. Unlike rivals such as Meta's WhatsApp, Telegram's group chat allows as many as 200,000 people compared to a maximum of 1,024 people for WhatsApp. Experts have raised concerns that misinformation spreads easily in group chats of this size. Well, I don't care about that. What I care about is if there's illegal stuff. Telegram offers encryption for their communications, but contrary to a popular misconception, this feature is not on by default. Users have to switch on the option to encrypt their chats. It also doesn't work with group chats. That contrasts with rival Signal and Facebook Messenger, where chats are encrypted end-to-end by default. Telegram says it has more than 950 million active users. It is widely used in France as a messaging tool, including by some officials in the presidential palace and in the ministry behind the investigation into Durov. 950 million active users, really? 1/7 or 1/8 of the world population uses Telegram? I didn't know that. I thought it was like 3 million people max. 950 mil, really? I kind of don't believe that, really. 950 million? Is there a misinformation? Yeah, it's me. Tom's trying to miss his flight. My flight's at 9. I got a while. I'm not sleeping. I'll sleep on the plane and I'll crash at Brandon's house. It's widely used in France as a messaging tool, including by some officials in the presidential palace and in the ministry behind the investigation into Durov. But French investigators have also found the app has been used by Islamic extremists and drug traffickers. Ooh. Telegram was launched in 2013 by Durov and his brother Nikolai. The most Russian name ever. Nikolai. Isn't this a guy in Black Ops? Nikolai. Oh, he's in Modern Warfare. Yeah, this guy. This guy was the GOAT. According to Telegram, Pavel Durov supports the app financially and ideologically, while Nikolai's input is technological. The Russian GOAT from Regular Show. Oh, well, there was a Russian GOAT in Regular Show, wasn't there? Russian Regular Show. Regular Show was so good, man. Oh yeah, Thomas. Thomas was a Russian secretly, right?
That guy's dressed up like a garbage can and totally still alive. I think you're in a dream, dude. Wait.
Dude, I watched like every episode of this show when it was on TV. I didn't watch like the last two seasons before the last season. When I found out the last season was airing, I was watching it live, and I was watching the finale live. One of the only TV show finales I've watched live. When did it was 2014 it ended, right? or 2017. 2017? When did regular show end? 2017. I was watching this live when it was ending, and at the end of the show, they play Heroes by David Bowie, and I think it was my first time hearing that song, and I cried at the end of that show, dude. I was like borderline sobbing, I would say, because I loved that show, bro. You know, Adventure Time was good. I liked Adventure Time. It's probably a better show. Okay, whatever. Technical art perspective. But I connected with regular show more, and I loved regular show. It was so good. It was so good, man. Telegram, Durov founded VKontakte. VKontakte. Before Telegram, Durov founded VKontakte, Russia's largest social media network. The company came under pressure amid the Russian government's crackdown after mass pro-democracy protests rocked Moscow at the end of 2011 and 2012. Durov said government authorities demanded that the VKontakte take down the online community's Russian opposition activists. Later asked the platform to hand over the personal data of users who took part in the 2013 uprising in Ukraine, which eventually ousted a pro-Kremlin president. Have you seen Epic Rap Battles of Sigma? No, I can watch that after though. Epic Rap Battles of Sigma. Oh, this looks crazy. But Durov sold a stake in VKontakte after pressure from Russian authorities in 2014. He also left the country. Today, Telegram is based in Dubai, which Durov called the best place for a neutral platform like ours to be, and if we want to make sure we can defend our users' privacy and freedom of speech. In an April interview with conservative talk show host Tucker Carlson. Why was Durov arrested? French media has reported that Durov was detained on an arrest warrant alleging his platform has been used for money laundering, drug trafficking, and other offenses. As of Monday afternoon, he's not been charged. A few details are available on the investigation, so he wasn't even charged. He was detained. So why is he even detained while they're still investigating? Are they gathering the evidence from him? Do they have a really reliable tip? Thing is, it's possible this stuff is happening on Telegram. It does seem like the place to go for like those kinds of people, at least as far as like messaging platforms I know of, you know. It seems like the place the criminals would operate. On Sunday night, a French investigative judge extended Durov's detention order. French media reported on Monday. Under French law, Durov can remain in custody for questionable for up to 4 days. After that, judges must decide to charge him or release him. What has been the response? In Russia, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov declined to comment on reports of Durov's arrest in France. We still don't know what exactly Durov is being accused of, Peskov said Monday during his daily media conference call. We haven't heard any official statement on the matter. Let's wait until the charges are announced. If they are announced, Peskov said, Russian government officials have expressed outrage at Durov's detention, with some calling it politically motivated and proof of the West's double standard on freedom of speech. The outcry has raised eyebrows among Kremlin critics. In 2018, Russian authorities themselves tried to block Telegram but failed, withdrawing the ban in 2020. Elsewhere, Elon Musk, the billionaire owner of X, who has called himself a free speech absolutist, has been speaking out in support of Durov and posted hashtag Free Pavel following the arrest. In a statement posted on his platform after his arrest, Telegram said it abides by EU laws and its moderation is within industry standards and constantly improving. Why don't criminals use Morse code? Yeah, that'd be really easy and fast to use. True. There is a good point. It's not like anybody even knows what Morse code is, or like that the government, you know, can understand it. That's like crazy. It's not like they invented it. I think you're based. It is absurd to claim that a platform or its owner are responsible for abuse of that platform, Telegram's post said. Almost 1 billion users globally use Telegram as a means of communication and as a vital source of vital information. We're awaiting a prompt resolution of the situation. Telegram is with you all. Does Telegram moderate content? Our last section of this article. All right. Western governments have often criticized Telegram for a lack of content moderation, which experts say. Who are the experts? Who are your experts? AP, which experts say opens up the messaging platform for potential use in money laundering, drug trafficking, and the sharing of material linked to exploitation of minors. Compared to other messaging platforms, Telegram is less secure and more lax in terms of policy and detection of illegal content, said David Thiel, a Stanford University researcher who has investigated the use of online platforms for child exploitation at its Internet Observatory. The Internet Observatory. They're marking them down, chat. Marking them down. The Internet Observatory is observing. What the is the Internet Observatory? Stanford. Home. About. No area of society has avoided disruption by new internet technologies. Democracy, media, education, these fields will face continued upheavals as we deal with the impact of billions of people having access to both high-quality information and disinformation on demand. Unfortunately, the political and social sciences have been slow to build their capabilities to study the negative impact of technology, partially due to a lack of data access, information processing resources, and individuals with the necessary backgrounds to sift through exabytes of data. For centuries, physicists and astronomers have coordinated resources to build massive technological infrastructure to further their field. With infinitely expanding data and content, researchers need infrastructural capabilities to research this newfound information frontier. The Stanford Internet Observatory is a cross-disciplinary program of research, teaching, and policy engagement for the study of abuse in current information technologies with a focus on social media. The observatory was created to learn about the abuse of the internet in real time, to develop a novel curriculum on trust and safety that is a first in computer science, and to translate our research discoveries into training and policy innovations for the public good. By providing researchers across Stanford with cutting-edge data analytics and machine learning resources, we will unlock completely unforeseen fields of research. Yada, 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 yada. I didn't know Stanford had this. Interesting. Science of the internet. I wonder if their reporting and journalism is completely paused or if it's like somewhat unbiased and actually good and useful. I'd be curious to look into that at some point. In addition, Telegram appears basically unresponsive to law enforcement, Thiel said, adding that messaging service WhatsApp submitted over 1.3 million cyber tip line reports in 2023, and Telegram submits none. In 2022, Germany issued fines of 5 million euros against the operators of Telegram for failing to comply with German law. The Federal Office of Justice said that Telegram's FZ LLC hasn't established a lawful way for reporting illegal content or named an entity in Germany to receive official communication. Both are required under German laws that regulate large online platforms. Last year, Brazil temporarily suspended Telegram over its failure to surrender data on neo-Nazi activity related to a policy inquiry into school shootings in November. Telegram said in response to the arrest that it abides by EU laws and its content moderation is within industry standards and constantly improving. Same quote 4 times. Thanks. I do know that Brazil recently kicked out Twitter too. X says it's closing operations in Brazil due to judges' content orders. X, owned by Elon Musk, claims Moraes. What's Moraes? Oh, this is the judge. Brazilian judge Alexander de Moraes claims Moraes secretly threatened one of the company's legal representatives in the South American country with arrest if it did not comply with legal orders to take down content from its platform. What content? The social media giant published pictures of a document allegedly signed by Moraes, which says a daily fine of 20,000 reais, or $4,000, and an arrest decree would be imposed against ex-representative Rachel Nova Conceição if the platform did not fully comply to Moraes' orders. To protect the safety of our staff, we've made the decision to close our operation in Brazil, effective immediately. Brazil's Supreme Court told Reuters it would not speak in the matter. It would not confirm or deny the authenticity. Okay, so it's probably real. They won't confirm or deny it. It's a dark topic. Thomas, please watch the vid on Parlo. The vid by Parlo, I'll donate a lot. I've seen the Discord. They're posting CP every day. I could watch it when I get back, but I'm not going to have time to watch it today. I'll put it on my docket just for you since you donated, okay? But I'm not going to have time to watch it. It's too late. I've been streaming for 8 hours. It's too late for me to deal with British people, frankly. But I'll put it right at the top of my list. The end of the UTTP, okay? I'm not going to watch it today. I'll watch it when I get back, though. Earlier this year, Moraes ordered X to block certain accounts as he investigates so-called digital militias that have been accused of spreading fake news and hate messages during the government of far-right former President Jair Bolsonaro. I've heard about this guy, Bolsonaro. Interesting. What are people on the X app saying about Telegram right now? I feel like the take to have is like, I think Telegram is cool if it doesn't do like as stringent content moderation as like other platforms, but if they're not reporting illegal stuff to law enforcement or they're allowing illegal stuff to happen on their platform, that's not good. You shouldn't be enabling illegal activity. What's the name of the guy who owned Telegram? Pavel Durov. I feel like Twitter's search feature has gotten so much worse too. Pavel Durov. Zuckerberg sold your information, so he's a free man. Pavel Durov didn't, so he's in jail. It's this simple. Thank you, Tyler Durden. The girl Pavel Durov wanted to show around Paris. She was literally posting every step of Durov online with photos and geolocations. Whoa, crazy. Pavel Durov, Telegram's billionaire CEO, was cut from a different cloth. From fighting for our freedom to biohacking, he isn't an ordinary tech titan. Last night I found his Telegram post from 2020 where he explains his approach to elite health. He does seem to have elite health. Before versus after $14 billion. Jesus Christ. What the f? That's a crazy implant. Damn. Censorship and Pavel Durov's arrest. 1126. What did RFK Jr. say?
The First Amendment was written to protect not only true speech, but false speech.
Look, I have no real opinion on RFK Jr. He could be, I've heard a lot of people who are friends of mine say he's really based. He could be super based, but I cannot listen to this guy talk.
And speech that it wasn't there and it's unnecessary.
Every time he talks, I feel like he's dying. Every time he speaks, I feel like I'm doing something bad by listening to him. You know what I mean? He sounds like he's being hurt by me even putting him in my headphones. During his travels to Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan, Pavel Durov was joined by 24-year-old crypto coach and streamer Yulia Vavilova, who resides in Dubai. She was also by his side at the time of his arrest. Leading up to it, she was actively sharing photos on social media from Durov's private jet and the various locations they visited. Now speculation is growing she might have been a spy involved in Durov's downfall. They very well intended to show around Paris. She was constantly posting photos and geolocations online, documenting Durov's every move. I mean, she could just be doing what every girl does ever, which is constantly post photos of herself. This is what every woman does ever. You ever been around a girl? The amount of pictures they take of themselves is crazy, okay? It's crazy. And I'm a social media guy. So I probably take more selfies than the average guy, okay? You know, once in a while I'm like, look at me, right? But girls are crazy with this shit. Girls are crazy with this shit, bro. They're constantly like, what? Oh, true, D-man. It's crazy, bro. Do you support Pavel Durov for the 24th? Edward Snowden has called on France to free Telegram founder Pavel Durov. What money do you need to give for you to watch now and give a video later? I've seen things that were perfect. Dude, I'm just not going to watch right now. I'm sorry. This is all amount of money you can give me. It's not going to happen. Today we learned that Telegram CEO Pavel Durov has over 100 biological children. What is this account? Is this a real account? Citizen journalism with a humorous flair. He has 100 kids? I was just told to have over 100 biological kids. How is it possible for one guy who's never married and prefers to live alone? What? 15 years ago, a friend of mine approached me with a weird request. He said that he and his wife couldn't have kids due to a fertility issue. He asked me to donate sperm at a clinic for them to have a baby. I left my ass off before realizing he was dead serious. The boss of the clinic told me that high-quality donor material was in short supply, and that it was my civic duty to donate more sperm to anonymously help more couples. This sounded crazy enough to get me to sign up for sperm donation. Fast forward to 2024, my past donating activity has helped over 100 couples in 12 countries to have kids. Moreover, many years after I stopped being a donor, at least one IVF clinic still has my frozen sperm available for anonymous use by families. Did this guy jerk off 100 times at this clinic? Is that how we got? That's how we got the startup money for Telegram, I bet. Okay. He jerked off 100 times. He gooned 100 times. That's crazy. What the Do you understand the severity of what is happening? Oh, Candace Owens. Do you understand the severity of what's happening yet? Pavel Durov truly believes in free speech and created a platform the deep state doesn't have access to. Okay, this person's... I'm sorry. Maybe that is true, but when it's coming from Candace Owens, I just can't trust whatever she's saying. She should hang out with her friend, Andrew Tate. Most Americans have no idea who Pavel Durov is, what Telegram is, or why it might be important to the Kremlin, but his arrest swiftly drew attention from certain quarters. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Edward Snowden, Tucker Carlson. Interesting. Russian war bloggers are freaking out over the arrest of Pavel Durov. Call sign Osetin. What's so funny, comrades? If our enemies get into Telegram, things will be bad for us. A lot of information flows through closed chats and more. And if all the military knows, this is no worse than I do. Don't ask me questions like, why is the guard almost the main connection for us in the war? Bro, they keep posting this shit. What the Who is that? Why is Epstein Island here? Why is George Carlin here? What does this mean? Can I translate this? What the Translate to English. The story of Pavel Durov's arrest has nothing to do with what's happening in Telegram. All right. We're using this picture of him again. This happened only because he did not allow them to eavesdrop and censored a series of political issues that the leftists and elites wanted. The history of France is terrible. Only the calamity that brought Africa 10 volumes of horror book. The disaster that happened to us that we are still involved in. In the Olympics, you saw a man with a hanging next to a child. Gaming. Tucker gets down with his ends, he does. Many of you know about Macron. He was in a relationship with his wife when he was 15 years old. In general, France and this is like, the translation must be so bad. What is this picture? Why is this picture here? Who is this girl? These are important. He was trapped through this girl. Is this the girl he was with? Brother. Oh, brother. Breaking 12 charges announced against Telegram's Pavel Durov. Okay, so they did formally charge him now? Pavel Durov, founder and CEO of instant messaging and platform Telegram, was arrested at Le Bourgeon Airport in the outskirts of Paris on Saturday the 24th. This measure comes in the context of an investigation opened the 8th of July 2024. It was opened against a person unnamed on charges of accomplice webmastering an online platform in order to enable an illegal transaction in an organized group. Refusal to communicate at the request of competent authorities information or documents necessary for carrying out and operating interceptions allowed by law. Complicity, possessing graphic images of minors. Complicity, distributing, offering, or making available images of minors in an organized group. Okay, so they've got all these charges. The investigative magistrates in charge of this preliminary judicial investigation have requested a co-referral for the Center of the Fight Against Cybercrime and the Anti-Fraud National Office, or the Office National Anti-Fraud, ONAF. It is within this procedural framework in which Pavel Durov was questioned by the investigators. The custody period was extended until the 25th of August 2024 by an investigative magistrate and can last up to 96 hours, that being the 28th August 2024. Whoa! Jesus Christ, gotta click off that. All right, I don't know what the that was, but I think I just saw a dick. Anyway, thanks for watching my stream.